Hey everybody, Mutual Overkill here once again. I'm going to be giving you another deck profile, but it's going to be a deck profile on a legit deck for once. Yeah, it's been a while since I did one of these, because, well, I'm just a more casual player. Anyway, this is a deck profile on my advanced format, Lightsworn Chaos deck, and without further ado, let's get into it. So with any Lightsworn deck, you're going to be playing the 3 Judgment Dragons, the biggest, baddest monster there ever was, pretty much. And you all know what he does. Pay 1,000, blow up the field. Pretty straightforward. He's your OTK engine, pretty much. And then our other boss monster is the Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning, because I said this was a Chaos deck. He is also extremely good. Next up, with any Lightsworn build, again, we play 3 Lumina, the Lightsworn Summoner. You can cycle through your graveyard, get a bunch of Lightsworns out, make Synchro and Xyz plays. Very, very good card. That's why this was at 1 at one point. Next, we only run 2 Raiden. I know some people tell me to run 3. I'm comfortable with 2. I think 3... You see him too much at 3 when you don't need him. And then we're running double Lila, Back Row Destruction, and it's another name. 1 Minerva. The extra mill when she goes to the grave is always good. And if you happen to have 8 Lightsworns in your graveyard, you can normal summon her and search JD. Next we got 1 Wolf and 1 Fearless. So drawing these guys is pretty bad, but extra special summons when they're milled is also very good. Especially Fearless, because she's a tuner. Then for the extra names, we got a Garoth, a Jane, an Eren, and a Raikou. Garoth, because his effect is kind of good, but not usable all the time. Jane, this actually helped me get over quite a few monsters. I used this to run over a Kawaki Miro Drago before, and I think it won me the game, actually. Because Kawaki Miro Drago basically shuts down my deck, and then I got over Kawaki Miro Drago and then just OTK'd, which is pretty cool. Eren, Lightsworn Monk, her effect is really good against Shadolls and Ghost Tricks and other decks that set monsters. And Raikou. A lot of people say don't run Raikou because he's really slow. I do agree that Raikou is slow. However, I really like him because he pops back row. He pops lockdown monsters and lockdown cards that would... Basically, he can pop floodgates, which is very useful. And the extra mill doesn't hurt. And since the majority of this deck is light, we're running 2 Honests. A lot of people also are starting to say drop Honest. I still really like Honest. Honest wins games. He can win games. For our dark monsters, we run 2 Curry Bandit. Milling 5 is great, and then adding a spell card to your hand is also good. I say it's spell or trap, but I say spell because you don't play any traps in this deck. And he's a dark, which is good. So he's a dark that goes to the grave and then puts a bunch of other cards in the grave to fuel your chaos, which is awesome. Triple Necro Gardener. I think this card is infinitely better than Rainbow Karibo. It also helps balance out the light and dark aspect to summon Blackluster Soldier. Taking in 1 Shadow Dragon. I really like this card. I played this card at 2, but drawing it was really bad, so I put it down to 1. 1 is just great. And lastly, for monsters, triple Gores, the Emissary of Darkness. This is why you don't run traps, because it conflicts with Gores. And Gores is just an amazing battle trap. You run 3, 4, 5 battle traps in this deck in the form of Gores and Honest, which are both very cool. I love Gores at 3. It's amazing. I still think it's a really good card. For magic cards, or spells, 2 Charge with Light Brigade. I love the fact that this card's at 2 now. It's really good. You should know what it does. Triple Solar Recharge. Pretty self-explanatory. Lets you cycle through cards. 1 Soul Charge, because who doesn't like special summoning a bunch of dudes and then making a bunch of Xyz and Synchro monsters. 1 Monster Reincarn to get a JD or a BLS or an Honest back. I like this better than Beckoning Light, because Beckoning Light, you set it and it gets MST'd, then your whole strategy of getting your monsters back is screwed. So that's why I like Monster Reincarnation better. One Foolish Burial because it's Foolish Burial. And a lot of people don't run this in their main deck for Lightsworns, but I like it in the main deck. 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, because back row is this deck's arch enemy. So 3 Mystical Space Typhoon helps me get ahead more times than you would think. So because back row, it helps destroy Tellarknight. Back row helps destroy, and I hear Necros are starting to run traps. And it gets rid of Bakru and Yosenju's, and it's just all around. MST is still a good card, guys. The extra deck's not, and not for extra deck. It's not perfect because I don't own things like Castel and Exciton Knight, so it's the best. The extra deck is the best out of what I have, and plus I play at locals, so I'm not really that. I play this at locals, so I don't really go to anything bigger than a local, so it's not really that serious. But it's the best out of what I've got. So for Synchros, we run a Crimson Blader, a Scrap Dragon, a Stardust Dragon, a Michael, a Black Rose Dragon, and a Celestial Blue Wolf Lord Blue Cirrus, because I cannot get a Goyo Guardian for the life of me. So that's the Synchros. And for Xyzes, we've got Divine Dragonite Felgrand, Black Ship of Corn, Honor Arc, Bujinsi Tsukiyomi, Lavaval Chain, Abyss Dweller, Leviathan Dragon, Leviair, and Zenmaines. And that, my friends and viewers, is my Lightsworn deck. It's my favorite deck right now, aside from the Orichalcos deck. I went 2-1 at locals. It was just a 3-round locals. It was a really small local. But I'm starting to get a lot better with the deck, and I might end up getting maybe even first or second at locals. Just got to work my way up, and I hope you guys cheer me on, and don't forget to drop those likes and those comments. This has been Muto Overkill, and I'll be signing off. See you in the next video. Goodbye.